Hi students, today we will be working on basic factoring, where ax squared plus bx plus c, where a equals 1. Let's begin with a warm-up. Go ahead and pause the screen so that you can complete the warm-up. Now that you've finished the warm-up, go ahead and check your answers with what I have here. X and 5 go here, x and 2 go here. Now I multiply, so I get x squared, x times 5 is 5x, 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 5 is 10. Writing this as the list of terms, I end up with x squared plus 5x plus 2x plus 10. Combine like terms, you get x squared plus 7x plus 10 as your final answer. Number 2, using this first binomial, I'll put it here, x minus 5. The second binomial here, x and 4. Multiply, this is x squared x times negative 5 is negative 5x, x times 4 is 4x, 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Write this out as x squared minus 5x plus 4x minus 20. Simplify, x squared minus x minus 20 is your final answer. Last one, I'm thinking of two numbers that multiply to give me negative 18x squared. This is 2x and 9x. I want this to be negative 2x, so that negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. When I add negative 2x and 9x, I get 7x. Now today, we'll be looking at going backwards. So imagine from the warm-up, I actually started with this. And the whole purpose now is to go backwards. I want to factor this and put it back into parentheses like this. Looking at my final answer, you can see how I got there from the warm-up. So I'm going to follow some trends here and see if I can go backwards and fill in the box from here. So looking at the last problem, this x squared is in the first box. So let me start there, x squared. This 10 is in the last box, so I can put the 10 here. Now I'm wondering how to get these last empty boxes here. If you notice, these two boxes have to do with the 7x. So when I add these two boxes, I need to get 7x. And if I were to multiply these two boxes, I need to get 10, or 10x squared. So let me use this x to help me out. So I know that the middle term, 7x, goes on the bottom as the sum. On the top is 10x squared. This is when I multiply the first and the last terms. Now I can find these two spots here. 10 is 2x and 5x. When you add them, you get 7x. Finally, I'll fill in my boxes, 2x and 5x. And now looking at the dimensions, the length and the width of the box, I can put x and x. I can put a 2 here, x times 2 is 2x, and x times 5 is 5x. My final answer is x plus 2, x plus 5. So I'm working backwards from the warm-up. We'll do a couple more examples, and then I'll let you guys try them. Okay, looking back from the warm-up, I know that this first term goes in the first box, and the last term goes in the one diagonal to it. The middle term, 7x, goes on the bottom. This is the sum. The term up here, this is the product of the first and the last terms, 12x squared. Completing the sides of the x, to get 12, it's 3x and 4x. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. When I add 3x and 4x, I get 7x. Fill them into your box. I'm almost done. I need to get the dimensions of the box to be my product. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. X times 4 is 4x. I can check 4 times 3 is 12. So this becomes x plus 3, x plus 4. If I want to do even more work to double check this, I can FOIL this out to see that this becomes what I started with. And the next example, d squared goes in the first box. 42 goes in the one diagonal to it. Negative 17d, the middle term, goes on the bottom. This spot here is when I multiply the first and the last terms, and I get 42d squared. Now the sides. So when I multiply these two, I get 42. So I know that 3 and 14, the product is 42. I need both of them to be negative so that when I add negative 3 and negative 14, I get negative 17. Fill them into your boxes. And now I need to get the dimensions, the length and the width of the box. D times d is d squared. D times negative 3 is negative 3d. And d times negative 14 is negative 14d. My final answer is d minus 3, d minus 14. If I want to check, I can FOIL this back out and make sure that this matches what I started with. Go ahead and try these 3 problems, and I'll see you guys in class tomorrow.